like the way you bend like this. You know I got the keys to be mine.
April.
My African lady, she like to demo.
Hi, honey.
African lady, she like to demo.
Good morning. There she is. Go ahead and hit the request to come live with me.
And I like to show more. No Conde Shako, hello Shako. You got a body that make me gaga. And I like that with you for a lifetime. Would you be mine? Got me hypnotized.
All right, I'm gonna bring you live, okay, Adrenee? Adrenee, go back out and come in. Go back out, Adrenee, and then come back in and then request me because it won't let me grab you for some reason. Good morning. Good morning, Teresa. Good morning, Amir. Good morning, Oscar. Tell her, Teresa, get it together. For you guys that are wondering what the song is, this song is African Lady by Miles and Alino. So please go and download this song. It is a beautiful song. Okay, let me try to see if I can grab you up. Hi, Mary. Welcome to Brunch. It won't let me grab you. Unable to join. Do you have a certain... Adrenee, do you have a certain setting on your Instagram? Because it's not letting me bring you live. Can you go check your settings? I can grab up everybody else but you, and I don't know why. Can you go and see? Does anyone know why that would be the case? I'm still learning Instagram. Thank you, Amir. Hi, Alino. Welcome. I was just playing African Lady. So you guys, this is the song. If you like this song, please go and download African Lady. I have no idea why Instagram is acting up today. Let me see if I can try for her again. It won't let me. I can grab up everyone but Adrenee.
From city to city, don't want me. Don't want me. From city to city, don't want me. Ghetto, came from ghetto.
You guys, if you have not downloaded Alino's EP Trap, or you have not downloaded Miles Prolific, you are missing out, okay? Please go and download these EPs. Hi, Lino.
From city to city, won't want me. From city to city, won't want me.
Adrenee, I don't know. Do you have a personal Instagram? Try your personal one and come in on that. Cause I don't, there we go. Gotcha. Yes, get your mimosas. It's brunch. Beautiful woman.
So I
Yes.
think I don't know. I guess it was the laptop. I was trying to do for my laptop, and the comments were coming up, but I could not see the request. So I'm gonna look for my charger so I don't die over here.
Okay.
Hope I sound okay.
You do. I can hear you. You look beautiful. You sound beautiful. You are amazing.
We are in Vegas, so this is all I could get together this morning.
Oh, I'm just so excited. I'm really excited. And then we got Teresa in the building.
I know, I saw her trying to make me feel bad because I couldn't figure out. I couldn't figure it out this morning. Okay.
Oh my goodness. Well, I just want to say thank you for doing this for me. You know, a lot of people are gonna now know who I'm shouting out when I say mahogany hair. So this is really exciting for everyone to be able to put your beautiful face with my shout out. So this is a really
for this opportunity to talk about everything. So that's exciting for me.
I'm just so excited to learn from you. I want to know everything. So I know you, but give my followers and viewers, because this will also be on my YouTube, give them a little biography of who you are.
Okay, so my name is Adrenee, and I'm originally from New York, and I've been in Phoenix since 2012 now. My background is primarily in behavioral health, so me and Jade worked together at DCS.
Yeah.
I was there. I braved it out for almost 5 years.
Which is amazing.
And then I went over to United Healthcare, and I worked in long-term care over there for about 3.5 years. And now I'm over at Aetna, working their intensive case management unit.
Okay.
And so outside of just work, my life up until I had my daughter was surrounded by like track and field, and my whole family runs track. My mom still runs. She has her own track team. She coaches. My dad, he's an official at a lot of the track meets in the area. So growing up, that's all we did. So I was always used to like school and track. So like now that I'm working, it's kind of like work and what else? Like what else could I get into that I had time to do like during the day, since my position now, I'm mainly a work at home. And so I started off with, you know, the mahogany hair, because I love hair and everything about hair. And I was like, well, you know, why don't I just start selling? I don't see a lot of people in the Phoenix area selling good quality extensions, and I wear them often. So that's was my first venture, was because I just liked everything about hair and I was like obsessed with it. And I was like, well, why don't I try that? But I don't know. Do you want me to get into everything, or do you want me to slow down and let you ask?
Well, I'm going to ask some questions. This is a good foundation.
I'm like, let me just stop.
You know, this is a good foundation. Now I know why you look so fit. Because I know when I first saw you, I was like, she is gorgeous and so fit, right? And then I remember
that is very nice of you, but
no. When you had your first baby, I'm like, how does she? What the hell? You look great after you. I'm like, okay, well, you're an athlete, so now that puts it all together for me.
Right, and Aiden changed some things for me, so I have to get back to the track. Aiden did the second baby did do some wonders.
You know what? I have always loved beauty, our makeup, our hair. I've always been into that. But I did not realize how much we are involved in our businesses of what we purchase.
Right, right.
So I've been wearing extensions for a really long time now. And I think it was Chris Rock's documentary that really like
Oh,
made me understand how much we spend. I know how much we spend, right?
yes.
But how much doesn't go in our community?
Very little. Well, I think actually not anymore. I think a lot now. I know that they are like, of course, we have our beauty, supply stores that sell hair, and for a while that was like the thing to go, and then everyone kind of like branched out to raw hair, and I think that's when we kind of like took back over
Oh,
everything,
okay.
and we weren't always going to the beauty supply store for the packaged hair, because at that time, yes, you were going and it was mainly Asians who were running those beauty supply stores that we were buying from. But I think once the hair industries kind of like started promoting raw extensions, raw hair from India, raw hair from this, everything like that, I think that's when we started seeing a lot of our own people taking on like a more business role and jumping out there and selling extensions themselves versus going to the beauty supply store.
Good. Was that a factor in you deciding that you were going to start mahogany hair?
I guess I wouldn't say just the beauty. Say I guess yes and no. So
Okay.
yes, because I no longer go. I haven't gone to the beauty supply store for hair in I don't know, probably like when I was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started buying bundles from smaller businesses that were selling it versus going to the beauty supply store. And so that's what kind of like, okay, well, you can do this too, especially in the market, in the area that you live in. There's not a lot there because I grew up in New York, so very saturated there with everyone doing their own thing.
Right.
So there was always a place or a person I could buy from. And then when I got to Phoenix, the big struggle for me moving out to Phoenix was hair.
Mm-hmm.
Just finding a person to do my hair properly, finding someone who sold extensions too, maybe local, and so I didn't have to ship or wait for a shipment to come in. Um, so that was like a big thing for me too, is just being able to find someone here. It was kind of like so frustrating when I first got out here. And so
Mm-hmm.
that played a part into me wanting to get into it a little bit more, because I know kind of like the standard I have for my hair and myself when I get it done. I'm like, I'm pretty sure people will want that,
Yeah.
for themselves. So that kind of like all tied in together. Yeah.
With the demographics in Phoenix, it really is hard for us to find beauty products. Even when I go, because I wear like MAC makeup. So even when I go to the makeup counter, they have very few makeup bottles for people of color. So with us in this area of Phoenix, it is hard for us to find products for us. So
Yeah.
your business being here really does help the African American population within Arizona. So that's really why I like pushing it so much, because
Yes.
we need it.
Yeah. Yes.
We definitely need it here.
And my goal
What?
is to, sorry, go ahead, Jake.
Go ahead. No. What is your goal? I want to hear that.
I was going to say my goal is to eventually have like an actual storefront.
Yes.
So, that, funding and everything like that. But my goal is to have a storefront when people can actually come in. And it's not just, regular extensions that we do a sewing with. There are lots of other ethnicities that use extensions too, like clip-ins, eye tips, tape-ins. So I wanted to offer all of that. And then merge it together with what I'm doing now, which is my natural products. So my natural soaps, oils, hair butters, body butters,
Ooh.
and stuff like that. So people will see two different pages now. I'm in the process of merging the two, which is why I have the Mahogany Beauty Lab. Is trying to like be the
Yes.
umbrella for everything to be under there. So the website I have now will have everything, but I'm still uploading like the hair and stuff. So it's taking me a little bit to kind of like get through what I want on the site now, because I'm so picky, and and things
I love that though.
That's right, you know.
I love that though. So there's a question down here that says, do you have to have a certain length of hair to already wear the extensions, and can I wear them?
Okay. Well, so it depends on what. Oh, okay. I was looking at another question. So, to Thor Raven, I'm not sure. Are you Caucasian? Are you African American? I want to give you correct information.
She is Caucasian, and she has short hair. She has short hair.
Okay. So if you were going to, a wig is an option too. A lace wig is an option too, and they look very, very natural. But if you wanted to do something, I would do either like eye tips or clip-ins, because to get like what I have in right now is like considered a sew-in. So my hair is braided down, and the extensions are sewn on. So if you have really short hair, like maybe, I think most stylists say nothing shorter than 4 inches so that they can braid it. But with your texture of hair, a sew-in can be a little bit too heavy, and it might not last that long, just because the braiding might not last that long with your texture of hair. So I would probably look towards, depending on how short, clip-ins, eye tips, or tape-ins even, or just a good old wig. A lot of wigs these days, you cannot tell that they're wigs because it's lace in the front. So, okay, someone asked if I can repeat the website. It is mahoganybeautylab.com. So
and I'm gonna post. I'll post both of your websites.
Teresa,
after.
Do I also make wigs? No, I'm not doing that. I'm not offering that right now. Can I? Yes, but I'm not offering that. Probably for close friends and family, I will, but it's not something that I'm offering like as a service to the public right now.
But you see that in the future, is you offering wigs?
Yeah, a lot of people like them. I've made my own. I dabbled in that. It's tedious work, and I want it to be right, So once I perfect that, I probably will, eventually add that. But there's so much going on in my head right now, with me adding the whole natural products, that my mind is kind of like, I just need to stick to the basic things when it comes to hair extensions that people can just buy and do themselves, before I dive back into making wigs again.
Did you see what Teresa wrote? I think people should also understand that good quality hair costs money.
Yes. So that's the other thing. I ran into a lot of people that would, because I also like post things on the Facebook Marketplace from time to time. If I have like some extensions like the kind of just left over, I'll post them on the Facebook Marketplace like, hey, I got these, and people are always trying to bargain with me about the price. Who's Jeep Girl? The only way to live.
That's Kimmy. That's Kimmy.
Okay. I'm like, who's that? So yeah, no, it is not cheap. And I have a lot of people who are like, well, do you have it on sale, or is that for all 3 bundles? I'm like, no, it's not. Like it costs me to get, this hair. I'm not sourcing just from China. Like I source directly from India and Cambodia, and the actual place of origin for this hair. And so while the hair might be cheap for me to, as I guess just like the bundle itself could be cheap, shipping from overseas is not cheap. And people don't understand that has to be factored in when people resell hair. I'm not a big corporation, so I don't have the at my disposal to order tons and tons of hair at a time. that would discount the hair and allow me to lower the price. But for now, that's what I can get it for. And usually I have, I get hair and I wear it and test it out, because even though I sell it, I have to admit I'm pretty bad at, like, when I go to sleep, as far as like putting on my bonnet or wrapping up my hair. Like, I am bad at that. So I could be a good tester, because I want to see how this hair reacts to me not doing anything to it, because that's what I do.
Absolutely.
So it's taking me a while, maybe a longer than others, longer than I wanted it to take to actually get going with this, but only because, like I said, I'm not a big corporation, so everything I do is funded from me. At the beginning, to like get the hair, get the products, and try it out. You might order like a couple batches of hair and it be horrible, and there's no hassle of sending it back to China or back to India. That's too much. So now you're just out
right
100. So that happens. So yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at.
See, that's my thing, is I don't want people trying to, whenever they're negotiating hair, they always think that they can talk it down. If you want it to look as natural as possible, if you want it to look good, you're going to pay.
Right.
And so that's the one thing that I always like to tell people, because, I wear extensions and I wear wigs. And like the unit that I have on right now, okay? Do not think that you're going to fix your mouth to get this unit for $300.
Right.
It's not going that way. Right. Okay, so you need, if hair is something that you want to start adding as an accessory to your life, you need to be, you need to be willing to pay.
Teresa.
What did she say?
She said she can't be looking like Nene from Martin, Shanae from Martin.
No, you don't want that. You don't want it to look bad. So that's just the reason that I brought that up. It's like, okay, if this is something that you want to start doing, just be willing to pay for good looking hair, good hair, pay a good price.
Absolutely.
As far as being,
No, go ahead.
As far as being a Black business woman, what is that like?
Well, for me, I guess personally, it was a little bit scary to venture out into certain things. Actually, the hair, a little bit, only because I'm not, you see my posts, like I'm not like a big poster on Instagram and everything like that. I think the pressure is on us to be extra when we have a business, to like be out there a whole lot more, doing a whole lot of more videos, posting, just so we can show that we're worth it. Where our product is worth a chance, it's good. And that's been a struggle for me, because I'm just not like, social media is just not like, I post from here and there, but I'm not like on live all the time, and which that's stuff I need to do. But I do feel like you have to push a little bit more, be a little bit extra. Like, you just have to be out there when it comes to like us, because we have to prove that our stuff that we're providing is quality, and that we can provide quality, customer service to go along with, the product that you're buying. But, when I'm buying from overseas, I do get a little bit of them trying to tell me like what I need, or like, oh no, you don't know this. And like, well, yeah, I do. Like, you wouldn't talk to, anyone else buying this type of product the way you're talking to me, I feel.
Right.
Sometimes. So I've noticed a lot of things as far as like marketing. I find interesting that they use us a lot to market their stuff, but maybe not necessarily want to do business directly with us all the time, or give us fair pricing, I should say. But if you go on something like Alibaba.com, you'll go through it, you search hair extensions, all you'll see is, Black women. And but they're stealing those pictures. because our face is what sells it. They're
Huh.
stealing those pictures from other hairstylist websites and Instagram. So if you follow a lot of the top hairstylists, you'll be able to look at it and be like, okay, that's so and so's picture. That's not, but they do that to sell the product. So they use us a whole lot to get their product out there. But once they start dealing with us, I feel like sometimes we just get the shortest stick, I guess, when it comes to dealing with them and being overseas and stuff like that. So
So,
I tried to
so
like
they
jump
want
into
us to, so they want us to make money, but they don't want us as their business partners.
well, I mean, I don't know if they don't. Well, we would never really be their business partners, but I guess, and because we're always going to be coming to them for merchandise, for product. But it's just as far as like pricing. I feel like they play with pricing a little bit, but they market their stuff with our face to get it sold.
Okay.
But I do feel like they kind of like, they play with the market, but what can I say? That's just a part of the game. And as far as like the natural products and my soaps and stuff like that, now, typically when we see stuff like that, it is coming from, a Caucasian, woman who's, making that's like the poster board, I guess, for, natural soaps and stuff like that. You think of, someone in the kitchen with, blonde hair and the apron on, making these products. And it's like, well, no, I don't see a lot of us making products that we can use in our skin too. So that's why I dived into that role. And plus I was like, I wanted something good for my face. So that's why I dived over there. And I'm like, I don't see a lot of us making natural products for our skin.
Right.
We will buy it from the store if it has a label on it. But a lot of those things aren't formulated for our skin.
And I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, like I just feel like we need to get in every market that we can.
I agree.
So that's what I'm trying to do, especially in Phoenix. I didn't, looking for natural products. You might find like the body butters and you find that a lot, but I wasn't finding like this actual like soaps. And I was like, why, if these people can do it, I can do it too.
Absolutely.
So I'm like, and I can bring, our community good products, for our skin and our bodies. We want to watch what we're putting in our body as well as what we're putting on our bodies. So I think that, that's kind of why I dived off on to that side of things too. But that one was a little bit intimidating as well, because I'm not usually what you see when you think of natural soaps and stuff like that.
Why do you say that? Because you're naturally beautiful, but why do you say that?
Well, usually, like when you look up natural soaps, a lot of the companies that I've seen, like the bigger companies or even smaller, but a lot of them are kind of geared towards like the Caucasian community. I won't even say geared towards, but they are being mostly sold and made by, Caucasian women. And there's nothing wrong with that. They make great stuff. But I just thought, it just felt a little bit intimidating coming to that, because you are kind of like the minority in that kind of sense.
Okay.
Of making, natural products and soaps and stuff like that actually are good.
Is that why a lot of those products dry our skin out?
Well, they're using a lot of chemicals in those products and alcohol and stuff like that. So like when I make my soaps, the only chemical I'm using, which you have to use to make soap, is lye. So on the box of your soap, it'll be called sodium hydroxide. So every bar of soap, Dove, everything, you'll see sodium hydroxide. You can't make soap without it. So in my soap, that is literally the only chemical in it. Other than that, I'm using all oils and butters that the lye then turns into soap over time.
Okay.
So, yeah. So that's pretty much it.
That makes now. I know that you said that you have to, as a businesswoman, go to the Asian community in order to get your hair. Do you ever see it being a time where that's not the case?
Well, you don't have to. I'm like, well, you can source hair from India too. I do know that we're never going. I don't think we're going to completely get away from going to the beauty shop, going to the beauty supply stores for hair, because it's number one, it's cheaper. Some of the hair there is cheaper. If you're doing a quick style, you don't want to spend $120 per bundle to get it put in. So if they have hair for $40, people are going to buy it still. Until we become what they are, like the vendors and manufacturers, we're going to still have people going there. So, you know, for the hair, one of my goals is to have an actual factory. Oh, I was reading her comment.
Yeah.
Is to have an actual factory in, you know, like India or Cambodia, Thailand, so that I am able to cut out that middle person who gets to set the price, and I am now setting the price for the hair. And that's the only way I believe that we will be able to have, you know, good quality hair in a beauty supply store from us. Otherwise,
That
we're going to continue to have to buy, you know, go to them for, you know, cheaper styles. Some people don't get sew-ins. Some people just want it glued in, and that's going to be, you know, down in 3-4 weeks. So why spend $400 on hair that you're gluing down? So I don't think
mm,
it's going to completely go away. But my end goal with the hair is to get there with my own factory, so that I can um, set the price lower, because I do agree that the prices are a bit high,
yeah.
especially because I know what it is for me to get the hair. So it is high, um, but I believe that we should be able to get the cost down if we become, you know, manufacturers and cut off that middle person.
That's what I want for us as a community, is to be able to be so self-sufficient completely, to
Right.
where when our businesses are ran, the money is exchanged only within our community. So that's why I ask that question a lot, because I feel like for us to have economic power, true economic power,
Mm-hmm.
and the Black community has $1.2 trillion that we circulate, but it always circulates out.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm, as a business person, that's why I'm asking you, do you think we'll ever get to where the money is always circulating in?
I think the to do that is you have to be the boss. Like, you have to cut out the middle person. Um, One of Cleo's cousins, she just actually opened like an online beauty shop. But she also is sourcing things from, you know, different areas. They put it on her site. So she isn't manufacturing those things, but, you know, that's a step in the right way. Is, you know, if we can own our own beauty supply stores, if we can, you know, get these products with our labels on it, you know, it's so easy to do. Cost wise, it's probably going to be a little bit costly to get going,
Okay.
but it can be done. You know, it can be done. It is just, we also have to, not just from the business standpoint, but people who are buying things, we have to talk to the people in the community who are buying things and like, look, if you go to Target and you spend $25 on this facial cream that you think is going to take away wrinkles and do all this, but you turn around and you read the ingredients and you can't pronounce any of the ingredients on the back, but you buy it anyway. But you have a friend who is selling, you know, a facial serum for $15, and you're like, oh, that's too much. You know, we have a lot of that in our community too.
Yes.
And so it has to be from both ends. You know, like, yes, we can set up the business, but us as a community, we have to learn that it's okay to pay our money for these things. You know, 9 times out of 10, when it's a small business, like, you know, like myself, I'm putting a lot of research and time into the stuff that I'm putting into, you know, my soap and my butters, and I use it on myself. So I'm like, I was struggling with some breakouts, and you know, I don't know what was going on. But I'm like, I don't want to keep going to the store. Like, this stuff is not helping me. So that's kind of like what, you know, sent me into making my own soaps, because I'm like, I need something for my face that's going to be okay and not cause me to break out. And like, nothing was stopping, you know, other than I know I have to watch what I eat, you know, and water and stuff like that.
Right.
But,
Right.
you know, just trying to like kind of tame the face and get my face back together. So I had to, you know, spend time in like research and calculating and how to make soap, you know, what are good ingredients. You know, there's tons of oils and butters out there. So we spend a lot of time research. And when you really care about your business, you spend a lot of time researching. So when people are willing to spend 30, 40, $50 on, you know, products in, you know, in like Walgreens and CVS and Target and Walmart, just because it has a big name, and these products are doing nothing for your skin. But here we, you know, small people like myself are spending lots of hours and days and times to formulate things that we actually see a change on our skin. And you're like, oh, that's a little bit too much. So
That just boggles my mind.
yeah,
It
so
boggles my
that's a
mind.
big part of the problem too.
Yeah, we do have to be willing to go out and purchase from the smaller businesses and use their product and pay the price for the smaller businesses. I don't like when people
I
try
don't know.
to I don't know if it's called price gouging or what it's called, but I hate it when people try to talk down pricing of small businesses. I don't like that.
Yes, it is hard, but I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep making stuff.
Okay.
You know, I've gotten good feedback from a couple of people, and people will say, well, you're kind of a bad businesswoman, not because I don't know how to do business, but because I give away stuff for free.
Oh,
Because they're
well,
like, you
I mean,
can't do this, you know.
yeah,
You can't keep giving stuff away. I'm like, I know, but you know, if it's a good product, I want to know. Like, I don't want it to just have my viewpoint on it. I want to know from people, this made me a little dry, or this, you know, caused this, or this felt like this, or no, this was actually really good. Like, that helps me, you know, to keep producing. And okay, I know I can hone in on this, and I'll just make tons of this. This works. So before I got my website up, people were like DM me on my Instagram page, and there's a couple of girls who I like sent stuff to, and they tried out things for me, like my yoni bar, my body butters, and you know, I've gotten good feedback from everything so far. So I'm like, okay, I'm on the right track. Let me just keep going.
keep going.
Um,
Tell me about the body butters.
so I don't like, since we're in Phoenix and it gets very hot. I don't like stuff that can be like super greasy. So for some people, they might say it's not moisturizing enough. I just want it to give you a nice little glow. Like, I don't want it to be heavy on your skin. So I use mango butter, shea butter, uh, cucumber butter, and cupuaçu butter, which is the cousin to cocoa butter, and it's from
Oh,
Brazil.
okay.
Oh yeah, Teresa got some. So I
Yeah,
was like
Teresa
driving
said it's
around and
amazing.
giving people stuff, and I've changed like the formulas to like match, you know. And that's the other thing, is I was like driving myself crazy trying to like please everybody. Like, okay, well, this person wants it like this person wants it like that. And I'm like, I can't do that. Like, I've got to just have 3 formulas, and you go with what you think works best for your skin. Um, so I usually just mix together 3 or 2 butters with some oil. So I usually either use jojoba oil, sweet almond oil. I know a lot of people use coconut oil. I don't. I use a tiny bit of it. I'm not a huge fan of the coconut oil on the skin. I feel like it makes the body butter a little too oily. For the winter, it
Okay.
might be better. But since I've started making them in the summer, I feel like it's a little bit too much. But in the winter, I might add that back in. And avocado oil, and grapeseed oil. So I try to keep everything that's not going to really clog your pores. They have a scale from like a 0 to a 4. I try to use products that are like in the 0-1 range for the body butters and the oils, especially for the face. But yeah, with the soap, with the soaps and the oils, really, I'm just really trying to have fun with it now. Now that I've created like some formulas that work for me, like I'm just having fun with it now. I have my favorite probably would be my apricot papaya soap that I made.
That sounds so good.
Smells amazing to me. But I actually use fresh papaya in the soap. So when I'm making it, part of my water is fresh papaya puree.
Oh man.
So that is like, and it doesn't give off, just the papaya alone doesn't get off like a great smell, like the raw papaya. But once, you add stuff to it, it's fine. And that's actually what I've been using on my face recently, is just the papaya, the unscented one. I have the scented and unscented. And on my body, and it feels like so smooth. So I'm like, I try everything out. I use my turmeric and honey, then I moved over to my papaya. And so I'm like, the fact that I'm able to change products like almost every week and not have breakouts tells me that I'm okay. Like, it's okay.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that all sounds so good. Now, do you already have it in packaging and everything? Like we could purchase it right now?
So that's another part of the business aspect that takes, a lot to get going, is packaging. And probably for me, because I'm just so much in my head about like, I want things to be perfect and look a certain way. So they're wrapped. I finally got my labels right before we came out here to Vegas. And they're okay. I probably will end up changing them just because it's me. There's nothing wrong with them. Like, there's nothing wrong with them. It's just me. And so, but they could, yeah, they're ready to go. The apricot, I made them in small batches. So one loaf makes about 8 soaps. And so just to start off, I made like small batches of each to see how they sell. But they do take a little bit of time to cure.
Kimmy said, she said,
Do you ship? I do ship. Yes.
so I'm gonna make sure that everyone has your information so they can purchase your products, because it just sounds amazing, especially since you said that you've changed them up and you've had no breakouts. That right there shows that how natural they are. There's no, no chemicals or anything to irritate the skin.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
Now, are you moving into any other new products? You're doing the body butters, you're doing the skincare, the hair.
Yes. So I will eventually add, there's a tab for it on there already, but I will eventually add herbal blends. And so I had a client who purchased some body butters and soaps, and she was like, do you have any yoni soaps? And I was like, yoni soap? I'm like, what is that? And so she kind of explained to me. I'm like, oh, she's like, you should really look into it. So I did. So I have 2 yoni friendly bars on my site. And I'm going to be adding that too. But along with the yoni came the herbs. And so a lot of the herbs I use in some of my infusions, but like I use nettle, yarrow, chamomile, lavender, calendula, red clover. I have burdock root. I haven't used the burdock root yet, but I'm gonna find a way to infuse it because it's harder to infuse the actual root than leaf. So I have a bunch of herbs, but I was, letting her know that I'm going to be putting together some herbal blends for teas for stuff going on. So, like sleep and, if we're having women problems, because everyone does the yoni steams. And I'm like, I don't really want to do that. A lot of people do that in the soaps, but I want to put together an herbal packet that you can start ingesting because, it's good to rub it on your body, but, it should be going inside your body too to actually help. So I will be having herbal tea blends on the site pretty soon.
That sounds amazing.
Now it will be the actual like dried herbs, so they're not going to be in like the small tea bags. It will be like you taking a scoop out and dumping it into the water and boiling it. So it'll be like actual chamomile flower. They'll look a lot bigger. But I'm gonna add in some some little bags for people who don't want to just throw it in the pot. I throw it in the pot, but.
Well, I also want you to I'm gonna plant the seed that if you ever think about doing shampoo and conditioners.
Yeah, so I have a shampoo bar that I'm still trying to tweak right now.
Nice.
But I'm trying to get into also, because I know I like a good bar soap, but people are like, oh, do you have shower gel? So I'm like, I haven't ventured there yet, but I will, because there are people who don't like buying bars of soap. So I will venture there, and it probably will be a bar shampoo and a liquid shampoo and conditioner that I'm working on. So I'm working on a lot of different things. My brain is all scattered, and then I also started, like, you're gonna be like, you got too much going on. But I also like did a class on how to do eyelash extensions. And then I've been doing like dread retwisting and sew-ins out of my house. So I've kind of been doing everything. But right now my focus is to the thing that takes more time is making the soap. So
Right.
I've been trying to just get batches of soap done at any little free time I get, because when you make it cold process, it takes about 4 to 5 weeks for them to cure. So after I make it, it'll be about a month or so before people can actually purchase it and use it.
Okay. What does curing mean?
Just the process of the soap actually becoming hard and becoming soap.
Okay.
So like when I
Okay.
first take it out of the
Wow.
mold, it's like kind of really still soft and gooey a little bit. So it does sit. It takes a while to sit and to dry and to harden up. And the longer you let it cure, they say the better it becomes. I've been a little bit impatient, so I usually use it or test it after like 2 weeks. Just because I want to see what it feels like. I'm like, it's so you created this and you're looking at it and it's so pretty. You're like, I want to try this out. So I use it at about 2 weeks, and it doesn't burn, and you don't have to worry about the lye or anything like that. Just the longer the longer you let it sit, the harder it becomes, the longer it'll last for you in the shower, and stuff like that. So.
Oh, okay. All right. I love all of your products. I'm gonna definitely keep promoting your products. I want people to, visit your Instagram. I want them to purchase your products.
Thank you.
I really love that you have your business, and that you are very, very devoted to giving good quality products.
Yes, I am, and I'm gonna put together a box for you. So you just have to let me know, like message me at some point, like some things you like, scents or stuff that's okay for you. I'm like, I have a amber and ylang ylang bar, which is I make with activated charcoal, which is black. And I'm like, I know you like your favorite color is black, so
You know that, right?
I'm like, I will put that. I'm like, that one for sure. I know I can put in for her because it's gonna be black and she will like that. So yeah, but message me and let me know some things that you like, and I'll probably just put together something and send it to you so you can, really review them and feel what you like. What is Teresa talking about?
She's talking about yes, because y'all know if it's black, I want it. Yeah, I want you to talk to my followers who may have younger children and they're thinking about being a business woman, how you are managing running a business, working, and being a mom, because like you're a superhero.
Well, you said to give advice to kids, so I can't give my original advice. I was gonna say alcohol, but no. But I would say, just whatever they want to pursue, just support them. Raina. Do you remember Raina from DCS?
I do remember Raina.
Yeah, her daughter's like all into beauty stuff and trying this, trying that. So I think I'm not 100% sure with the schools in Arizona, but I know there's a school that like allows them to take like cosmetology classes. while they're in high school still. And I'm like, I was telling her, I'm like, let her do that. You know, that is so, like, she can go far with that. But, you know, the biggest thing is just supporting them. So my mom and my dad still support me. The
Yay.
computer that I was trying to get on to you from is a new MacBook Pro that they bought me, because I was like, I don't have a laptop. I need something to manage like everything. I'm doing everything from my phone right now, and it's driving me crazy.
Wow. Wow.
And I need, you know, something where I can house like all of my products and all my information for my products. And so that was their contribution to helping, you know, helping me and helping my business. And like, don't be afraid, you know, for parents, like, don't be afraid to help your children with funds, because this stuff is not that would be the number one roadblock for a lot of people starting out, is funding. It's
Right.
easy, you know, to find a place to make a logo and, you know, to get your LLC, which in Arizona is only $50, by the way. So if anyone's thinking about it, you know, it's only $50 to file for your LLC. And, you know, just support them that way. Just, you know, push them to explore things. School, you know, school is one thing, they have to do that. But when you think about it, when you get into the real world, they might have passions outside of normal 9-to-5 world. And it's okay to push those passions, because a lot of those passions for people take them far past, you know, what our salaries are. You know, and they will be happy. They'll be happy doing something that they truly love. So, you know, just support them. You know, whatever it is, even if you think it's silly, even if it's making, you know, a lot of people making lip gloss. They have like a whole line. It's just like lip gloss and, you know, different things like that. It's like, whatever it is, and these are kids, so they're definitely going to have a following. They have all their friends.
Right.
You know, just support that business mind in them very early. You know, just whatever they need, if you can do it financially, help them, because that's going to be the biggest piece, is having, you know, trial and error with products. You're going to waste a lot of money at the beginning.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, you just,
That's good to know.
I went through that. I don't know how much, I don't even want to say how much money that I've, you know, blown through just trying to make things right, or, you know, get good products, or, you know, even when it comes to my soaps, even right now, they're a little bit more expensive than I would want them to be, but I'm also using, you know, essential oils in some of them. And I do have some fragrance oils, essential oil blends, which are a little bit cheaper for me to get to make it. But when I want to do a soap with just essential oils, like my rose soap that I just put on the website today, that has nothing but essential oils in it. That bar soap, that loaf of soap, cost me a lot of money to make itself. So the price of that bar is going to be a little bit higher. But, you know, and there's a lot of stuff that I'm still learning. Like I still need to figure out how to get bulk products for my essential oil so that I can use them and not, you know, it be so costly. But yeah, there's still things that I'm learning, you know, as well. And I think the hardest part is for anyone is just knowing that everything is not going to be perfect. And you just have to get it done. You have to get started, and you have to move through it. And there's some days where I'm just like, I'm gonna take down all my pages, and I'm just not doing this anymore, because, you know, it's not exactly the way I want it to be. So yeah,
It's just moving past that feeling and
yeah.
continuing on.
Yeah, and it's also scary to put your products out there, especially when they're being handmade by you. Because if someone doesn't like it, then you know, you feel like, oh man, you know, it can get a little personal because you made it, versus putting your label on something, you know, that was made in China and you're selling it. It's kind of like, okay, you can go and yell at them about their products, but when you make it yourself, it's like, okay. But it's a little hurtful. So that was like, you know, I'm trying to get past some of those hurdles, and you know, putting myself out there, like I talked about earlier, putting myself out there a little bit more, posting more videos. You know, I eventually want to do something for people who want to learn how to make their own soap. Like I can offer a class, they can come with me for a day and, you know, stay with me for a day, and we'll make some soap together. And Yeah, I think that's what I want. That's what I hope to do. I'm hoping to get out of my shell a whole lot more. Um, I want feedback, even if it's not the greatest feedback. I want feedback on my products. I try to tell people that all the time. Is that's what helps. Thank you. I don't know what that is.
Oh, look, James, James said congratulations on your new business.
Thank you. Um, so yeah, so that's just it. Just don't be afraid, I guess, to put yourself out there. Those butterflies have to, go. If you want to grow, you have to be a little bit uncomfortable.
Yes,
So that's where I'm at right now, is making myself a little bit uncomfortable so that I can continue to grow.
yes. I just want you to know that I admire you. I respect you so much. I just want to support you as much as I can.
Thank
And
you.
I will
Thank you,
promote
Teresa.
the hell out of it. I will promote
Thank
the hell
you.
out of it. And Teresa says, I'm very proud of you, my
I
dear
know.
friend.
Thank you, Teresa.
Teresa's the best.
I know.
She,
And like Teresa,
she's
we're
the
waiting
best.
on you and your yoga, because she's doing yoga.
Oh, is she? Well, we're going
Yeah,
to
she's
have
supposed
brunch
to
and
get
talk
her
about
page
yoga.
together. So now I'm calling you out, Teresa. You have to get your page together too.
Yes, get your
Um,
page together because I'm going to be on it.
yes.
Get your page together so I can be on it and I can promote it. Um, do you have any advice as far as, us as Black women, we juggle a lot. Do you have any time management and self-care advice?
Um, I have some that I'm currently not taking my own advice. Um, just because it is so overwhelming. But I think it's important to have, like, even if it's a staycation, I think it's important. Goat yoga. um, and so I think it's important to have time for yourself, even if it is going to get a pedicure.
Yes.
There's sometimes, like, I will go and I will get a hotel room like right down the street from my house and just watch, like, lay in bed, take a nice warm bath, lay in bed all night and just watch TV. Like, phone is off, and just
Yes.
like separate from everything, because it is too much. Like, and I can feel myself, getting to the point where, okay, I need a vacation. Like, I need to,
Okay.
get out of here, because it is a lot. There's some nights when I'm in the middle of like making soap and I'm like, all right, after this, like, we can't make any more. Like, go lay down. It's done. Um, it is what it is. There's so many batches of soap I made that didn't come out the color that I wanted to come out. And so you're like bummed about it because you put all this work into making it, all this money into making it, and it comes out like you want it orange. Now it looks red or brown or something like that, crazy. So the big thing is just, making time. You have to make time for yourself, separate yourself from everything going on. Like I said, my thing is, when I do have people to watch the kids, I head down the street to the casinos right down the street, and I don't go gamble, but I go and I just chill in the room, like, and do nothing. I bring,
Nice.
my Epsom salt, I soak out in the tub, I get some wine, and it's just me for that night. And then,
Yes.
don't be afraid to ask your family and friends for help. My mom and my dad live in New York, but they fly out here often throughout the year, and they'll be like, send the kids to me. My mom's talking to me the other day. She's like, you sound overwhelmed. Send the kids to me for a week.
Mm-hmm.
And so part of me is like, no, 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 I got it. And the other part of me is like, no, 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 you need help right now. It's time for a
Right.
break.
Yeah.
Just listening to yourself, how your body feels. If it's time to shut it down, it's time to shut it down. Like, it will, those things will come. It will be there tomorrow. But you definitely have to make time for yourself and utilize your family and friend supports that can come help you, and maybe take the kids for the day, or, and work. I'm still going right now. Is a great time for me because I just started.
Oh, I just got a
Thanks,
warning
Teresa.
that my live is going to end.
Oh,
So brunch is over. Thank you so much, Adrenee.
No problem. And you guys come and, DM me with any questions you have about the products. I will answer anything.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate you.
Thank you, Jade.
All right.